Assalamualaikum, it's your boy Brother Big and this is a brand new episode. Macam biasa, The Big Talk. Yo, it's your boy Brother Big and welcome once again to a brand new episode of Big Talk. I've missed you guys. Do you miss me? Let us jump into the first segment macam biasa. If you miss me that much, this is Biggie Pedia. Yo, macam biasa Biggie Pedia kita nak highlight band-band yang ada di Malaysia ini. Kenapa Malaysia? Suka hati aku lah. And this week episode, this week sama je lah. Purbawara. Rebranded in 2018, but from 2014 they were formerly known as Bloody Situations. Don't question me why they want to change, but first and foremost they want to feel as Nusantara as they want. So shout out to my boys from Purbawara, from Johor Bahru / Kuala Lumpur. Music and lyrically inspired by ancient stuff, ancient historical and humanity. Nak kata ancient, you can see some Egyptian in it, you can see some Islamic related things in it, but that's not for us to judge, that's for us to explore and endure. Members of Purbawara termasuk Putra Al-Matin or Ziddy on vocals, Nazrin Bazli on guitars, Shafiq on guitars, Yusnor Alif on bass, and Muhammad Nur Yusuf on drums. They have an album which came out in 2018 called Aphorism, and a latest music video, Day of Reckoning, in 2018, and latest from the boys of Purbawara, newly released single fresh from the oven, World of Nifaq. That is a very strong song, ladies and gentlemen. I highly suggest you go check it out, World of Nifaq, on YouTube. If you're a fan of melodic death metal, you should do that. Pergi buat. Tunggu apa lagi? So, for the boys of Purbawara, I wish you all the best in your future endeavours. Kita support all the way. Horns up for Purbawara from the Big Talk High Castle Studio. So that wraps it up. Biggie Pedia kali ini kita nak jump in, kita nak review, kita nak promo, kita nak update show apa yang best-best, material apa best-best lepas ni. Let's go. Okay, kita nak review, kita nak promo apa-apa gig upcoming. Tetapi gig dan dah review dan dah promo postponed. Apa kita nak cakap, due to the COVID-19 outbreak, or formerly known as coronavirus, Hammersonic Festival yang akan berlangsung di Jakarta telah pun ditunda. Yang sepatutnya berjalan di Mac 26 dan Mac 27 2020 telah ditunda ke 15 hingga 17 Januari 2021. Jangan salah dengar tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, festival ini akan berlangsung 3 hari pula. 3 hari. Sebenarnya nak main 2 hari ke? Saya tak tahu. Dengan schedule baru, organizer akan tambah more bands, 3 headliner, 2 co-headliner. So, siapakah yang akan bakal menyertai Slipknot dan Amon Amarth? The possibilities are very, untuk kepala aku, very broaden lah. Aku dah fikir macam-macam band dah ni. Dalam 1 tahun ni mesti banyak band release lagu-lagu baru metal-metal yang keras sekeras-kerasnya, yang ajak kita puja mana-mana ke. Tapi korang jangan puja lah, kita ada agama tau. Hammersonic ditunda 15 ke 17 Januari 2021. Pelik kan dah dengar? 2021 baru bulan 3. Daripada Hammersonic, Baby Metal Galaxy World Tour pun telah ditunda, but no official dates has been released yet. Ni bukan saja Baby Metal, band-band yang plan nak tour Asia ni dalam 5 ke 6 bulan akan datang telah pun cancel atau tunda. Green Day dah cancel, Testament dah cancel. Tapi kita belum dengar lagi orang kata official announcement daripada Jimmy Eat World. Jimmy Eat World pun ada announce. So kita nak tengok, but most likely the most clearance yang kita boleh dapat is most likely by December baru kita boleh start travel dengan selamat. So in addition to that, to those who are thinking of travelling, please do your research about this COVID-19 virus and please plan your travels necessarily. Okay, even the mayor of Jakarta dah cakap don't travel unnecessarily. Dia pun for the time being, bukan tak mengalukan kehadiran anda ke Jakarta, tetapi for your own safety and health, please watch out. It's because of Japan and Korea has been hit that hard. Europe has been hit that hard. So we want all of us music lovers worldwide to be safe dari segi kesihatan. So I hope you guys take this thing not lightly, but please think it through. Nak travel ke apa, yes, take the necessary measurements, but kalau boleh jangan travel dulu. Dalam Malaysia pun, wash your hands, sanitize, pakai mask. Kunci diri dalam bilik pun tak apalah. Sekarang GrabFood ada, biar Grab hantar kat rumah je. Stay safe guys. So that wraps up review promo. Aku sedih sambil cakap nak promo ni, but health comes first. Ingat tu guys Jumping on next. Kita nak pergi mana? Kita nak trigger section. This is Think Big. Let's go. Yo guys, kita sekarang dekat Think Big, segmen trigger section yang aku suka cakap sebab topik-topik mesti panas dan seronok. Today's Think Big, this week punya Think Big, aku ada special guest. Yo, please show your love for Ziddy of Purbawara.
What's up guys?
Yes, Ziddy, apa khabar?
Good.
Thank you for coming to the studio.
Thank you for
Alright, FYI guys, Ziddy ni selain vokal Purbawara, dia pun he runs Zonorous.
It's a collaborative project for organizers around Malaysia.
Yes.
To join as one medium, that's what we call Zonorous.
Zonorous Entertainment kan?
Entertainment.
Yes, and diorang ni lah yang solely involved to make death returns happen. Also shout out to Desdemona Apparel. Peace y'all. Alright, so Ziddy, how have you been so far? 2020 ni okay tak?
2020 is a good start for me.
Oh,
because last year we run our, I think it's the third year for Death Return. That's for last year. And this year I'm more focused on my band, Purbawara, where we just only released our new single, World of Nifaq.
Yo, better check it out man, better check it out. That's something to check out. Cakap pasal third year of Death Returns. How soon can we see the fourth year?
The fourth year? I'm not so sure.
Purbawara first lah for now.
Purbawara first
okay.
for now.
We put that on hold for a while because we can talk about metal dan Purbawara memang takkan habisnya. Kalau plan pasal Death Returns memang banyak punya cerita. Our topic for this particular Think Big is discipline band. Keras topik tu.
Sangat keras.
Sangat keras and very heavy topic. First and foremost, kita touch balik from your side Ziddy
Yeah.
From bloody situations ke Purbawara. Why and how?
Why and how? I think this is not my place to talk about the band because I just joined the band last year.
Okay, yes.
But for what I know or what I believe in their direction is they want something, a name that represents for Malaysia, something local. Because bloody situation is something in English where any other country can pronounce it. But if we go by Purbawara, it sounds more exotic for foreigners.
Nusantara, right?
Yes, Nusantara.
Yes, I like the path they have chosen. But for me personally, Purbawara, it's a better name lah.
Yes.
I mean, no offense to bloody situations. You can get bloody anytime, any soon. But Purbawara, like you said, represents Malaysia and the rest of Asia.
Yes.
The Nusantara part of it. Alright, so that's how we start lah. Kita nak tanya je kan, why kan? But then again, how, in a way that you guys in Purbawara manage yourself inside the band. And first, let me just go discipline wise. Maybe you need to tell a bit of a story to the people watching about how Purbawara works.
How we work
Inside amongst yourselves.
I think every band has their own, architect.
Yes.
And the playmaker.
Of course.
For playmaker, I think it's for myself in the band, and the rest of the members are the architect of the whole band. So for me as a playmaker, I make the pathway for them to go, to expose themselves.
Okay.
From
Fair enough.
last time, bloody situation, yes, they had a name, but they will only reach to one peak of the level.
Okay.
So I'm trying to do more than that for them. That's why they went for rebranding.
Alright.
And as a playmaker, I try to do more what I have done before with my previous band.
Push the boundaries lah.
Push the boundaries.
Which
yes.
is a very good thing and very highly advisable you do it lah. Highly recommendable. So carry on. Like apart from yourself, you are the playmaker.
Yeah.
What does the other lineups like the parts they play? Being that guys, please be known that he is not based in JB. He goes around KL, JB to commit practice time and recording time. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
So there's commitment there. So on his part as a playmaker and discipline, that is highly regardable. Alright. So the rest of the lineup, kita nak kata the rest are JB based, right?
Yes, there is a JB base. Except for the guitarist also is working in Kuala Lumpur.
Okay.
So there's two of us in KL, but I think I've been to JB more frequently than the guitarist because he's busy working.
We all have our responsibilities, as you might say.
Yes.
But the response between you guys inside the band, JB and KL, all is good so far.
Yeah.
Up till today,
good.
right?
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Yes.
Alright, we like to say that apart from discipline, commitment is also number one.
Correct.
So being you at another state and you make your time to travel from one state to another, which is at least a 5-hour drive, if you were to go by yourself, that is like gempak campur sikit lah cakap dengan korang kan. Alright, so apart from after rebranding, right, the discipline wise, after rebranding, what I can see, what my buddies in the big talk can see, High Castle can see, Purbawara is going places. Is going places, gig bercampur. So what's your comment on that?
My comment, I think my advice for bands actually is not only discipline or commitment, you should also add a value of trust
Okay, of course.
and communication.
Yes.
Without all these four, I don't think there's anything for a band to move at all. Even though you have chemistry, but if you don't have all these four, discipline, commitment, trust and communication, I don't think the band will work.
If you have chemistry, you have to find a way to let the chemistry continue, am I right?
Correct.
So, to let it continue, all the cores that he just mentioned is very essential and important.
Yes.
So, if you find chemistry the first time you jam, let's just say, but how do you keep the chemistry going? So, all the cores that he just mentioned, trust, commitment, discipline, must play a big part. So, it's something not to be played around with. I know, yes, it's fun to have a band, but you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
Am I right, Ziddy, right?
Correct.
So, Ziddy, as we all know, is a monster of a vocalist. Despite him being very smaller than me, kan, jangan ingat aku monster. Ni lagi monster tau. Dia telan Godzilla dalam suara tekak dia. But then again, how do you manage the band? With what we know at this day and age, everyone has a 9 to 5 job.
I think is, how to say this, time management is something generic for everyone to answer.
Okay.
But for me is, if I feel that I can push, I will push. So time is always there. Time is precious, yes, but the way you use the time is also important. Yeah.
Okay, when you say generic, Ziddy, when you say generic and when you say you push, to what certain of level that you think the pushing is enough or the pushing is too much?
That's why you need the 4 cores.
Okay.
That's why you need the discipline, you need the commitment, you need the trust and communication. When you have all these 4, when I see in a band they have these 4 values, then I can push. When I try to push and I don't see there's no communication, then there's a limit there.
Okay.
And then when I want to do something out of the ordinary, something is no one has done in Malaysia,
Okay.
then there'll be a trust issue.
Alright.
Will they do it with me, or will they hold them back because of the mindset?
It's a matter of confidence lah in that
Yes.
certain part. Because
Yes.
if you see you want to do something like it's not out of the norm in Malaysia,
Yeah.
but there must be some questionable questions asking you back, am I right?
Correct.
So, when you push and you want to say that you want to go out of the norm from the generic, let's just say, if you hit a wall, how do you yourself deal with your lineup? If you reach a wall and you want to come to a conclusion, how you yourself deal? Maybe kita nak bagi tahu, we want to let the crowd or the public yang dalam band or who wants to start a band to at least have a base to start with.
When we reach a wall, the first thing is communication. We need to discuss each other. Can we do this or can we not do this? And other than communication, we need to have a reference.
Okay.
Okay, for yourself, which band do you like? Or who do you idolize?
I get out of my head, I like Lamb of God.
Yeah, you can
Randy
see
Blythe.
how Lamb of God is on the top. How did they make their pathway to the top?
Yes.
So we need to think like how they were before they were that big. There will always be a way how to go there. So we need to think like them, be like them, and also think how were they at that time make their path to the top.
Okay. What's your advice on let's say bandmates, not your lineup lah in particular kan, untuk lineup dan bandmate yang question balik, alah kau, you don't have to follow all these Western people lah. What's your answer to that? Because for me, having reference, let's say if I say Lamb of God, it's a good reference to have.
Yeah.
We take the good and we instill it in the band. The bad we put aside. For me, bad is personal lah. You know what I mean? But as a band, right, to have a bandmate, to have that negativity, voicing out like, why are we like having references, bands like we idolize, but they still question, oh itu barat, itu western. What's your take on that?
My take on that is the trust issue, where they have the mindset they don't think we can go that big.
Okay.
For that, I always ask them, you play in a band is for your hobby or your free time, or do you want to treat the band as a business?
Good question. Yes, very good question.
If you treat the band as a business, you must take risks.
True.
If you don't take risks, then you means you are taking it as a hobby.
So if you take it as a hobby, to what certain extent of level that you know you need to stop, or like, oh I'm already there, cukuplah kat sini. What's your take on that? If you take it as a hobby, do we stop at a certain level, or do we keep pushing? But when we push, it's really going to a level where you treat it as a business. I believe most bands or certain bands have this confusion within them.
That's why people have their certain value inside on how they want to be for themselves, or how they will build themselves in the next 5 years. So if you are in a situation in a band where they don't treat you serious, or they don't have the trust, then it's up to you to take the decision to hustle yourself to find a new band or new members. Yeah, because if you stay in a band, it's like a relationship. If you stay in the toxic relationship for 20 years and it still doesn't work, you are wasting your time.
20 years is too damn long, man.
Yeah.
Too damn long.
Yeah.
When we talk about 9 to 5 jobs, how you yourself manage your schedule? Let the people watching know. At least from your part, Ziddy.
Well, I do have a 9 to 5 job. I work in a corporate company where it's always Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, but not 9 to 5.
Okay.
And then I have free time from 7 to 12, where 6 to 8 is driving back to home. Then I only left 8 to 12. But for 8 to 12, sometimes I also have other freelance work.
Okay.
I have a side business. I manage a food court and also manage marketing for other third-party client.
That's hustling, people.
That's hustling. I try to make as much money as I can to live my music life. So that's for the daily weekdays. There's some days I'm free, some days I'm not free. So almost every day working, and I'm only free on the weekend. But it also depends if the band has a show, an event or not. If there's no show, there's no event, then we will work our schedule. Okay, this weekend we should meet in JB. I have to drive all the way to JB to do recording. Yeah.
Alright.
So
That's nice.
Yeah, we always discuss on when are we free, always. So I will tell them my schedule in this month, earlier 1 month prior, where this weekend I'm free, I can come to JB.
At least 1 month prior. Is that your criteria or the criteria you agree with the lineup?
I set the criteria for them because they need to wait for my time, because all of them are in JB. They already have the arrangement, the guitars, drum already on set. It's my time to go there and give my input on to improve or to change, and also what kind of structure of vocals should we put in.
Wow, that's nice. So in terms of that juga, still relating to that question with the 9 to 5 and the adjustment of schedules 1 month prior, the decision to decide when do you practice? Do you really let's say commit once a week to JB, or do you do that jamming through Skype sort of thing? How do you do it, being that you and the lineup are at a different state, dekat state lain?
For example, like this new song we just released, I try to schedule my time for weekend. Let's say 2 weeks, I will go to JB, and 2 days we should jam for Saturday, Sunday, to at least get the hang of the new song arrangement, everything. Then after that, I will focus on my own by having the sound producer to export the file for me with my own specification for me to practice.
So you put in everything in that 1 week itself.
Yeah.
Let's say you go to JB on a Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, you just slip in practice together as well.
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
So meaning that prior to that 1 month notice, you have all planned for like a 3-4 days program with Purbawara themselves.
Yeah.
Correct?
Correct.
Wow, guys. So you guys should take this as a example. But then again, it's up to you. You nak cari example ke apa, it's still up to you. But from what Ziddy has said, this has been very informative and the 1 month prior, 1 bulan notice tu is actually a very good thing that you need to keep in mind. Lagi-lagi bila line up korang dekat negeri lain-lain. Apatah lagi bila negeri sama semua negeri sendiri tapi still ada problem. Ambil itu jadi teladan. Alright, so that's one of the many things kita nak sembang. And ada lagi. Okay, kita nak sentuh sikit lah, tapi let me gather my questions because it's about to be kind of hot. Although kita dah too hot man, but forget about that. What do you feel, pendapat you Ziddy, about bands that lacking in time management? Time management ni termasuk datang gig, ini datang sebelum show datang soundcheck, and after gig terus balik, atau datang mingle atau network atau tak, and the discipline and the timing of their playtime, which some bands like to extend secara suka hati. Please elaborate and explain on that, Ziddy. I really need your thoughts on this lah, because I personally kalau nak meletup berapi dah studio ni. Please Ziddy, you do your thing and tell how do you feel about it.
Okay, for me as a musician, I've been performing a lot of shows where there's a lot of shows tend to be delayed for various of reasons. And then when I step down and become an organizer, although I'm still very new in organizing, I try to take all those problems and try to mend it on my own style. That's why I created genres with other organizers to collaborate, and also the whole project is to actually educate the crowd and the local scene. So I started with That's Written. It's a metal tour project where I've gathered local bands to perform in the platform. At the same time, I also want to educate them to be more professional.
Yes, I agree.
So I told them when I want to organize a show, I want it to be on time, because now the crowd tend to come late because they know biasalah Malaysia punya event mesti start lambat, so datang lambat.
The term is Malaysian timing to them.
Yes. So
carry on.
I would like to try to change that mindset to make it start on time. When the crowd comes on time or come early, they get rewarded by having a discounted price ticket. For bands that perform on time, they get to challenge themselves to be more disciplined and also to be more professional in terms of their musician work and their management.
Can I add to that?
Yeah. Sure.
Band's professionalism, playing at the time they're supposed to play. Another how do you say, big and very strong test that bands can go through and learn from it is when they play at 2 p.m. nowadays. Let's say 2 p.m. you usually don't get the numbers of crowd. You don't get the numbers. That to me is already a strong challenge for you to play like either an empty floor or a floor with 10 people only. What Ziddy is trying to say, we're trying to educate you. Like if your favorite band's playing at 2, come at 1 or 1:30. If you don't want to miss one band lah. You know, if 10 bands, Death Returns is giving 10 bands and all 10s you love, first band 12:40, come at 12 or 11:30. But also, like I like to add on the, like I said lah, the band professionalism. How do you react to playing to an empty crowd? So you can continue on that lah.
Yeah, for that I also try to change the mindset where it doesn't matter you play in a hall there's only 10 people or is a sold out show, full house show. Because those 10 people came early and they want to watch the show because they want to explore what bands that the event provide. The band that already allocated for the early slot opening or second or third, you need to make a point to be there and show the crowd who came early that you're doing this for them.
Yes, true.
Be the best of the best.
Oh yeah, of course.
It doesn't matter your start is after Maghrib or before Maghrib or 12 a.m, 8 a.m. You have to be there to show them that you are a band. You need to show your music, your craftsmanship, your art. It doesn't matter there's a lot of people or there's only 1 or 2 people watching you. It's the thought and your willingness.
Yes, willingness. Willpower kena kuat guys. You have to have strong willpower to be able to face 2 people, the crowd, or full house. Sometimes if you immediately get full house, you'll get stage fright.
Correct.
You can get that as well. Don't think like me as an MC, don't get stage fright. I still get it every now and then, but that's just proof we're only human. So, you can know how to balance yourself, and it can help you discipline-wise. You come early, you know how to react to empty crowds or full house crowds. So all of this is a research that sometimes can be done before you go up on stage as well.
Yes.
Right, Ziddy?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we go to discipline-wise, I believe you have mentioned certain discipline things between bands and coming to the shows. Let's just jump on straight of bands who somehow like to exceed their playing time.
For bands that like to exceed time, they need to remind themselves where time is costly.
Oh yes.
Time is very costly.
Oh.
Because
Cost, guys. Cost.
Yeah.
Continue.
because you have a show where there's 10 bands and then the show is 12 to 10. There's a limit because why is it 10? Because we can't overshoot 10, maybe because of the rental wise.
Yes.
Or because of the area community, they don't want any noise
After
after 10, after 11.
Yeah.
So that's why there's organizer set the time limit there for you to perform either 30 to 40 minutes. But that 30-40 minutes doesn't mean that you need to perform 30 minutes.
That's inclusive of setting time.
Correct. They need to know it's setting time for setting in and setting up. They need to train in jamming time. They need to set up in 5 minutes.
True.
And then from 5 minutes, if the performance, the whole set time is 30 minutes, so they have only 25 minutes to perform. But that's not the full 25 minutes.
True.
You need the 5 minutes to set up.
Yeah. I mean, would you
Yeah.
agree with me, Ziddy, right? Okay, let's say, per se, they practice on setting up time. Alright? You've been given, like, say, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But how it is that bands nowadays, I'm not saying all, but bands nowadays still manage to have the misconception untuk silap anggaran timing itu 40 minit itu ialah performance saja, tak termasuk setting up. What's your take on that?
I think everyone have to take their responsibility and the role.
Okay.
Especially for maybe organizers, they need to have their timer to put on stage. Because I've been performing, there's no timer. So I think band, maybe they're not aware of the time.
Oh yes.
Because they are performing and they're on ecstasy on performing, so they don't know the time.
I've been through that.
Yeah.
I've done a show that consists of our favourite Tengkorak.
Yeah.
Silong 7 played that show. It was done of a dear friend of mine called Peha. Peha, shoutouts. He came out. You came out with a laptop, but he came out with this a flat screen TV, and bands were shocked. What's this?
Yeah.
Huh? Ada 5 minit lagi. So that was the 5 minutes left of setting up time.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to performing, they reset the time. They said this is your performing time. But it has not been practiced every now and then here in Malaysia. Which I think kalau kita buat selalu, bands akan alert. Because my experience dengan band yang terkejut nampak screen tu, he said, what is this? Oh, I need to follow. But kita dah brief semua sebelum show, that particular show. We have brief masa sound check. There's a screen. Obey the screen. Abide by the law of the screen. So, when I saw you bringing that, I was so happy, bro. I was so happy. But somehow, certain bands managed to ignore that lah.
Yeah. That one is maybe out of control because that is on the band part. Because I've already done my part to provide the timer, and also I did inform them that it's only your last song right now.
Yeah.
But sometimes they also think, another 2 more songs.
Yeah.
But that is out of my control. They need to educate themselves because if they drag time and it also affects other bands' performance time, then they need to reflect themselves lah.
If you take action, or rather, what actions have you taken? Like maybe saying something to bands yang buat macam tu. How have they reacted to it? And do you think it's relevant to say something if a band does that? I believe it's relevant. Because you said first is cost-wise.
Yes.
It's costly. Second is your show.
Yes.
So you have the power. And then you provide the laptop for the timer on the stage. So all these 3 things are essential. And the fourth being, bila you tegur, diorang tak obey. Have you done that? And what's the best reaction you've gotten so far?
First of all, on the part where, let's say, if they do not obey or follow what I said, first thing I give the rules where before your performance time, you have to be in the venue, arrive at the venue 1 hour early. If you do not report to me 1 hour early, I will deny your slot. I will cancel out the slot. And that has been done, and nobody believed me that I did that to cancel out the band. And it happened in 2017.
Don't challenge authority.
Yes, don't challenge authority. But it
Well, are we thinking about the same event here?
Yes.
That backlash that I got involved somehow, even I wasn't there.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Let's not name names here, but me and Ziddy, we know who.
Yeah.
The band changed the name to another name, and then whatever lah. Let's keep it there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I've done that. I've done the hard way, and I've received a harder way.
Yep.
But I turned that, the unfortunate event into a blessing, where I don't want to think about it. I just move forward. Because it made it to the third year.
Yep.
So for bands like perform more than the time slot, I did tell them it's your last song or your time is up, and then they are still performing. What I do with the band is actually I try to talk to them. If they say, let's say they're not thankful for what they have been given, for next event when they try to approach to me, I might not entertain them.
So we've heard bits and bits of what Ziddy has to say. Final words, Ziddy, before we wrap up this Think Big, aka Trigger section, section that I love so much. Final words to the bands that somehow abuse the things that we have mentioned in terms of discipline, time management, and exceeding a certain playtime. Final words and advice, please, Ziddy.
I don't think it'll be a final word. I think it's a final paragraph.
Oh, yes.
It'll be a long one.
yes.
For bands, I think foremost is firstly you have to respect the organizer, respect the venue, respect the crowd, and respect other bands. Why? Because I try to appoint my own band to come as early as possible to support other bands. Because I've been seeing bands who perform early, and then they also went out and lepak until the end of the show.
Oh yes, of course.
So what I want for the local scene or the whole Malaysia to do is actually we need to support each other. We are in the same boat. If the boat has holes, we're all gonna sink.
If nobody does anything about it.
Yes. Correct. So everyone plays a role. Even the crowd also plays a role, where don't come to the show solo. Always make friends in the show.
Oh yes, you can come solo,
yes,
but don't leave solo.
Yes, make
maybe
friends.
you get an Instagram account.
Yes.
Dunia sekarang.
Yes. Bands also, when you perform, don't keep saying follow our social media or go to the crowd, interact with them. Tell them what do you play, how do you play, and let them explore.
Nothing wrong with starting first.
Nothing.
Making the first move. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong. Drop your ego, don't be a rockstar.
Oh yes, drop your ego.
Yeah.
Straight from Diddy's mouth, padam muka. Carry on.
Yeah, so I think that's it lah. You just have to respect and also drop your ego, interact with everybody.
Well guys, I hope what Ziddy and myself has been trying to say throughout this segment has been beneficial. Harap-harap ia sangatlah membantu dan kami harap ia membantu.
Yeah.
Yes. So, thank you for tuning in. That's the end of Think Big. That's the end of the Big Talk. To know more, subscribe Hakasel Studio. Because to watch us is every Thursdays 9 PM setiap Khamis 9 malam, and you don't want to miss out this particular segment with the man Ziddy himself. So thank you very much, and thank you Ziddy for coming down. You know, we love you. Dream big, think big. Let's go big. Even for Ziddy, he's going big for a man of his size. I love you, man. Assalamualaikum. Peace out, baby. Mwah. Hey yo, it's your boy Brother Big. I just want to say thank you for watching the Big Talk. Alright, I'm very appreciative. If you want to know more updates and info of the Big Talk, please subscribe and hit the button on High Castle's YouTube channel.